Hey fellas, last week we had massive leaks for Black Ops Cold War, but sadly, there was nothing for zombies. Unless there was, but you just missed it. So what I have for you today is what I believe to be our first hint or piece of information that, for whatever reason, nobody picked up on. So our guy ExclusiveAce had a ton of inside information, mostly about multiplayer, a little bit about campaign, and all he said for zombies is, oh, it exists, it's returning, which, I don't know, I'm not surprised. But actually, where this zombies information comes from is the Warzone leak. Of course, Warzone will be a part of COD 2020. He has seen and was describing to us the new Warzone map coming in COD 2020, which is set in Russia during the Cold War, and he was like listing off all of the points of interest or locations, and when he read out a certain one, it literally screamed zombies to me, and that is sanatorium. Now, there is a reason why we are playing Verrucht here today. It takes place in a sanatorium, but don't worry, that's not the information. We're not saying that Verrucht is going to come back remastered or remade. It just fits as the background. A sanatorium is an asylum or a mental institute. Not gonna lie fellas, I've recorded that line several times because I couldn't say mental. I kept saying like menstrual or something. Kind of weird. Now this right here is my recreation of the Black Ops Cold War leaked image, which you know, I recreated this, so like, I literally just outsmarted Treyarch and Activision, literally outplayed. So all the information on here is exactly what Treyarch used, meaning it will somehow link into COD 2020, and this right here is a real-life declassified CIA file on the American mind control project MKUltra during the Cold War. So that's pretty interesting, but the Americans weren't the only ones to do it. The Russians did, the Soviets, you know, them boys, but it's not quite as well documented as the US ones. It's still a lot secret. So yes, both the US and USSR during the Cold War did real-life experiments trying to unlock the human mind, trying to mind control people, and sadly, oftentimes, the subjects of these cruel, inhumane experiments were mental institute patients, the mentally unwell. Hopefully you guys are seeing what I am seeing and all the pieces are coming together, so let's talk more about Verrucht, because like Treyarch have done this before. Verrucht takes place in the Wittenau Sanatorium, or as it's called in real life, the I'm not reading that. And that is kind of the storyline of this map. It's about the Germans during World War II, you know, the guys who their names begin with N, were like using these mental patients for weird experiments. So Treyarch take that and wrap it into the zombie storyline, saying, hey, it's a place where, yeah, zombies were tested on and made and stuff. So when I see Sanatorium coming up as a location in the COD 2020 Warzone map, I'm just like, yeah, instantly all these connections happened for me. Like it's got to be linked to zombies, sorry. And don't forget the leaks as well about a zombies mode coming to Warzone in COD 2020. And I think to top it all off, the cherry on top is, way back when, over a year ago, the Gaming Revolution was giving us details about this game, and he said the zombies and campaign are going to be connected, but the campaign is going to be based more on the history of the Cold War. So I'm thinking maybe some of the stuff from the OG Black Ops will be left out of the campaign since they're not really history, you know, the mind control or like experiments on Mason, the numbers, the Nova gas. So what I'm thinking is maybe that instead will be linked to zombies, and the Mason brainwashing stuff is also linked to inspired by the MKUltra projects. It's just, this has got to be zombies. There you have it, fellas. I hope you enjoyed that, and I am looking forward to more leaked information about COD 2020 coming out. With all this stuff happening, surely zombies information is going to happen soon. I really hope so, because to me that is the most interesting, because of, well, stuff like this, you know, the theories and the history, like it's dope. So stay spicy, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.